I'm Matt Pittman. Welcome back to part 2 of our explanation of all of our various barbecue seasonings. Welcome to part 2 of an explanation of all of our seasonings. Be sure you guys go back and check out part 1 where I covered our first 6 barbecue seasonings. Today I'm going to talk to you about the other half. Texas sugar, one of my favorite seasonings in our arsenal. And I'll say up front, not as sweet as the name sounds. Texas sugar is a name that I had always wanted to use, and so the next time we develop anything with any hint of sweetness, it's the name that I went with. But ironically, we have a lot more seasonings in our arsenal that are sweeter than this. So if you like honey hog, you like the gospel, but you want something that's not as sweet, this would be the direction that you go. Some of my favorite uses are turkey breast, our Dr. Pepper chicken. There's no shortage of things that you can use this on because it's very versatile and very delicious. Honey hog hot. Actually not all that hot, to the point where I've thought about calling it honey hog jalapeno. When I developed this seasoning, I wanted a spicier rub. I've always prided myself on being different and not following what others do. The market was flooded with chipotle seasonings, so I decided I'll go with jalapeno. It was risky at the time because I didn't know how well it would be received. This seasoning has a cult following. This is one of my top 2 favorite seasonings on chicken wings. Cooks down to have an amazing flavor, is not too hot, even your kids can eat them. Another great use, the underside or the bone side of pork ribs. Your tongue hits the underside first, gives you a really good flavor pop. Nashville hot chicken. Pro tip. Use this as what's known as a finishing dust. This is very popular in competition when guys are turning in pork boxes or rib boxes. They'll sprinkle lightly on top of their sauced final product. You can do that at home. If you're shredding pulled pork, you should always apply a finishing dust. And I also recommend, after you've glazed your ribs, put a little bit of this, what I call raw seasoning on there. It will really enhance the flavor of your barbecue. Honey bacon barbecue. This is another one of our internal limited editions that, like Holy Gospel, became so popular that we were forced to make it full time. This was a mixture of our honey hog and our bacon seasoning. This outsold the bacon seasoning, so we sunset that one, kind of made it like the McRib for a little bit. So this is basically like honey hog, obviously with bacon added. Bacon makes everything better. So pork and poultry are really where it shines, but I find myself using it on a lot of things like ham at Easter and all sorts of tailgating things. Jalapeno poppers, bacon wrapped onion rings, anything with bacon. Bacon on bacon, one of my favorite seasonings. Definitely check this one out. Blanco, the newest seasoning in the Meat Church arsenal. This is one that I have worked on for well over 5 years. This has been in my home for over 5 years. So the makeup of this is salt, pepper, onion, garlic, and butter. You could describe it as a salt and pepper replacement, but the most telling thing to me, in the number of years it's been sitting in my home, I watch Mrs. Meat Church grab this bottle as she heads to the dinner table and puts it on literally everything. We put out a promo video for this where I season the steak with Blanco, but I also season the tomato mozzarella salad, the mashed potatoes, the Brussels sprouts, everything on the plate with this. That's how great it is. It's too early to say that it's our number 1 seasoning, but I can tell you this. It has definitely received the biggest accolades and the biggest blow up on social media that we've ever seen. Holy Voodoo, our number 1 seasoning. Like they say in the hot sauce world, I put this on everything. Obviously, we're in Texas, bordering Louisiana. I'm very influenced by Cajun cooking, so this is my take on a Cajun seasoning. So little added salt. This is truly an all-purpose because, again, it's put on all sorts of things. But where I really love it, it's my favorite chicken wing rub. So I think that it really shines on poultry. I also love it on shrimp, especially if I'm making shrimp and grits, any sort of seafood for that matter. If you like a little pop on your popcorn, amazing Bloody Mary rimmer, by the way, but I've yet to find anything that people don't love this seasoning on. So if you're not using this yet, you got to join the party because it's tops in our arsenal. Appreciate you guys watching part 2 of an overview of all of our barbecue seasonings. You can check all of these out at meatchurch.com, where you can also find a dealer locator so that you guys can shop local.